In the depths of our darkest moments, when pain feels overwhelming and suffering seems endless, we often find ourselves crying out to the heavens, asking one profound question: Why, God? Why must I endure this? Today, I want to share with you a truth that has the power to transform your understanding of pain and suffering forever. What if I told you that your pain isn't punishment, but preparation? What if your struggles aren't evidence of God's absence, but proof of His intimate involvement in your life? Main Section 1. The Mystery of Divine Purpose. The Bible tells us in Romans 8:28 that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Notice it doesn't say all things are good, but that they work together for good. This is the mystery of divine purpose, God's ability to weave even our most painful experiences into the beautiful tapestry of His perfect plan. Think about a master craftsman working with precious metal. The gold doesn't question why it must endure the fire, but the goldsmith knows that only through intense heat can impurities be removed and true beauty emerge. In the same way, God allows certain trials not to harm us, but to refine us, to reveal the precious character He's developing within us. Your pain is not random. It's not meaningless. It's not evidence that God has forgotten about you. Instead, it's often the very tool He uses to shape you into the person He's called you to be. Main Section 2. The School of Suffering. There are lessons that can only be learned in the classroom of suffering. Compassion, for instance, is not taught through textbooks, but through experience. The person who has never known heartbreak cannot truly comfort the broken-hearted. The individual who has never faced financial struggle cannot fully understand the anxiety of those wondering how they'll make ends meet. Consider how your own painful experiences have equipped you to help others. When someone shares their struggle with you, isn't it often your past pain that gives you the wisdom and empathy to offer meaningful comfort? God wastes nothing. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night you've endured, every moment you've felt alone, all of it becomes part of your ability to be a source of healing for others. Allah, the Almighty, says in the Quran 9:51, "Say, nothing will ever befall us except what Allah has destined for us. He is our protector. So in Allah let the believers put their trust." In 2 Corinthians 1:3-4, he writes, "Blessed be the God and the Lord of mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort those who are in any trouble, with the comfort with which we ourselves are comforted by God." Main Section 3. The Breaking that Leads to Breakthrough. Sometimes God allows us to be broken because He knows that breakthrough often comes through breaking. Think about a seed. It must be buried in darkness. It must die to its original form before it can become the magnificent tree it was designed to be. The caterpillar must dissolve completely in the cocoon before emerging as a butterfly. Your breaking may be the very thing that leads to your breakthrough. The job loss that forces you to discover your true calling. The relationship that ends, making room for the love you were truly meant to experience. The illness that teaches you the preciousness of health and life. The financial setback that strips away false securities and teaches you to trust in God alone. What feels like an ending may actually be a beginning. What appears to be destruction may be God's way of reconstruction. He is the God who brings beauty from ashes, who turns mourning into dancing, who causes joy to come in the morning after the darkest night. Main Section 4. The Invitation to Trust. Pain often serves as an invitation to trust God at a deeper level than we ever have before. When everything else fails, when human help falls short, when our own strength is exhausted, we discover that God is enough. We learn that His grace is sufficient, that His power is made perfect in our weakness. This is not easy. Trust in the midst of pain requires tremendous faith. But it's in these moments that our relationship with God deepens in ways that prosperity could never achieve. When we choose to believe that He is good even when life isn't, when we hold on to His promises even when circumstances seem to contradict them, we develop a faith that is unshakable. Main section. 5. The greater glory. Scripture tells us that our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. God sees the eternal picture while we see only the present moment. What feels overwhelming to us is temporary from His perspective. What seems impossible to bear is actually producing something magnificent in the eternal realm. Your pain has purpose because God has purpose. He is writing a story through your life that is bigger than your current chapter of suffering. The pain you're experiencing today may be the very thing that prepares you for the ministry, the relationship, the calling, or the blessing that awaits you tomorrow. Closing. Hopeful and empowering. So, beloved, when pain knocks at your door, remember this: you are not alone, you are not forgotten, and you are not without purpose. Your pain is not the end of your story. It's often the beginning of your greatest chapter. God is not punishing you. He is preparing you. He is not abandoning you. He is refining you. Trust in His process. Rest in His love. Believe in His purpose. And know that the same God who allowed the pain is the same God who will use it for your good and His glory. Your pain has purpose, your suffering has meaning, and your story is far from over. The God who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Hold on, keep believing. Your breakthrough is coming. Final thought. Remember, it's often in our deepest valleys that we discover God's highest mountains. Your pain is not the period at the end of your sentence. It's the comma that leads to something beautiful beyond your imagination. Trust the process. Trust the potter. Trust the God who loves you more than you could ever comprehend. Your pain has purpose, and so do you.